fam. You know, one thing about negative thoughts, you have to ask yourself, who is that talking? Who is that voice that's telling me this negative belief about myself, that's telling me that people are saying bad things about me, that's telling me that I don't have enough money, that's telling me I will never be successful? Who is that? Is it you? Because you got to ask yourself, who are you fighting? Now, many of us might say that, well, I'm talking to my haters. But remember, it's just you. So when there's nobody else around, who are you fighting? Because many times we are creating this inner battle that only exists inside of us. We all have an inner critic. So many times when you might think that, oh, this is a spiritual attack, no, it's actually you. It's actually you. And it's those parts of yourself that are still unhealed, that are screaming to be seen and heard. So the advice that I would give to you, when you start having these inner dialogues, I don't want you to jump to conclusions and automatically think that, well, somebody is sending me the evil eye. I mean, that could be the case. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes that is what's happening. But even still, because when you're an alchemist, none of that matters. They can send whatever they want. The whole point is you can transmute it and alchemize it for your good. So if a certain thought is coming inside your head and you believe it, then that means that there is some work that still needs to be done inside of you. Because really and truly, black magic, evil eyes, projections, they can't really work on a person that already knows who they are. You know what I'm saying? It's like somebody coming and calling you by a different name, and you're like, that's not my name. Because you know who you are. You know your name. So there's nothing that they can do to convince you that your name is something else. But that's because you know your name. You know who you are. So once you stand firm in who you are as a powerful creator being, confident in who you are, you will become immune to these attacks. So this is why you have to fortify yourself and love, unconditional love for yourself, so that nobody can tell you who you are. You know who you are. But when these little inner critics, these voices start popping up inside your head, especially the ones that tell you, oh, people are hating on me, nobody supports me, I want you to ask yourself, who is saying that to you? Because if those people aren't there with you at that moment, that means that you're creating that inner dialogue. You're actually creating that story and reality. And so You have to get real with yourself. And sometimes you have to set healthy boundaries with yourself. When you're going through an identity shift and a transformation, understand that old versions of yourself can try to pop back in the picture. They are dying away, but sometimes they're not completely dead. So they will try to pop back in the picture in the form of an old thought, an old belief. But once again, once you decide who you are, even when your own mind tries to deceive you and to going backwards and to thinking the way that you used to think, you have to stand firm and you have to maintain healthy boundaries with yourself. And you have to tell yourself, that's not me anymore. That's not me anymore. Like, I send you compassion, I send you love, and I understand why you used to think that way. Used to being the key word. Why you used to think that way. But that's not me anymore. I know who I am. And you stand firm, and you know that you are no longer that version of yourself. Just because thoughts come to your mind, you are not your thoughts. Many of us are fooled into thinking that everything we think is us. But you are not your thoughts. Many times you're picking up on collective energy. People are projecting their own thoughts to you. A lot of thoughts that you think are not even yours, because your mind can fool you. Yeah. And it's not that your mind is evil or that it's trying to hurt you. It's just that you've been so used to being in certain thought loops that it takes time. You have to reprogram your mind, which is why you have to be consistent. Which is why, like I said, when those thoughts try to pop up, you immediately jump on it and be like, no, that's not me anymore. And you implant a new thought. You implant a thought of what you actually want to be. And you continue to embody that new version of yourself. Don't get pulled back in to the old habits, the old beliefs, just because you entertained an old thought. You are not your thoughts. So like I said, when you're having these inner dialogues of negative self-talk, don't judge yourself. Just become curious. Because understand, when you know that you are God, when you're the creator, number one, you understand that fear, doubt, lack are all illusions. So any thoughts that align with that energy it's not you. Not the real you. That's not the God you. So when you have those types of thoughts, immediately nip it in the bud. Immediately nip it in the bud. That one you don't even have to ponder on. If it's lack, doubt, fear, worry, it's not you. It's not divine source energy. Maybe it's a negative projection. Maybe it's somebody trying to project that energy in evil eye. Maybe it's just old limiting beliefs based on your childhood or things that you went through. But it is not your God being. It is not your God self. Because your God self knows that you are everything, that you have everything, that you are already victorious, that everything always works out for you. Of course, things always go your way. Of course, you're protected. Of course. You're God. How can it not go your way? How can things not work out for you? How can you not be victorious? How can you not be protected? But that's the confidence that you have to have in your God being. Not in the illusion. Once you start buying into the illusion and believing those thoughts of lack and doubt and fear, that's when it's got you. But when you know that you are God, you are the creator of your reality. If you ask for it, you better know that it's done. You better know that it's done. If you know that you are on the right path, you are on your north node, then you better know that you are protected and you are divinely guided, no matter what's going on. Everything is going to work out. It has to work out. We don't beg over here. We command. Why? Because you know your divine right. That if I ask, I shall receive it, as long as I believe it. So the key is for you to believe and embody that through your confidence. Don't let lack and fear and all that start throwing you off your game, because it is trying to anchor itself. The way that it anchors itself is when you start telling it stories. Well, maybe this won't work out. Well, maybe this might go wrong. Well, maybe this and maybe that. And I mean, it's possible. No. Don't leave any room for doubt or fear to creep in. Nip it in the bud. Nip it in the bud. And remember who you are. If you have to keep reminding yourself, that's cool. Most habits take what, 21 days? So keep at it. Say your daily affirmations and meditate on it when you say it. Don't just go through it really quickly. When you say it, embody it, feel it. And know that each one of those things are true, because that is you reprogramming your mind with the new version of yourself. Those affirmations are the new you, the true you. Because you've been affirming all of the bad things your whole life. So that's why you still have those loops of old beliefs running through your mind. It's very important to control your mind and emotions. The last thing I'm going to say is very interesting, because I did a video yesterday and I did the Running Up the Hill song to it. And when I watched it later, I almost got emotional, because it's very funny. But if you guys are Stranger Things fans, then you know the girl, I think her name is Sam. She's the redhead girl. And literally that song was the song that they played when she was in that deep abyss and she was trying to get herself out of there, because her mind had become so negative because of the things that were going on in her life. She had become so depressed. She had sunken into a deep place, which is why she became susceptible to the attacks of that monster. It literally was a vampire siphoning the energy of people who were in a low vibration. So this is why you have to set those healthy boundaries with your mind. I know we're not perfect, but do the best that you can to keep yourself out of a low vibration. Even if you have to trick yourself, get up and dance. It's kind of hard for you to be pissed off, mad, sad, and angry when you're dancing. Listen to some music that you like, that gets you pumped up. Take yourself out. Treat yourself. Hell, have a bucket of ice cream if you need to. Don't do it every day, but if it makes you feel good in that moment, do what you have to do. Because when you understand it's about vibration, it's not about judgment, then you will realize the most important thing is for you to keep yourself on as highest of a vibration as you possibly can, so that you're not susceptible to these attacks. This is what's going to help push you forward and keep the momentum going of your manifestations. So it's okay. It's okay if you have negative thoughts, but understand those are not your thoughts unless you claim them to be. You have to affirm those. Just because a thought comes to your mind does not mean that it's you. So it's okay if you have a bad day, if you're healing, you're purging things. I know we have our moments, but you have to maintain balance. Cry, but then get up and dance. Move that energy around. Don't just keep it in there and keep the momentum going of sadness and don't do that. Because you're going to pull yourself into a dark hole. It's all about balance. I mean, if you can find gratitude in that situation, that's even better. Which is going to help you overcome the sadness and depression. If you can find gratitude, because everything is happening for us, even if we perceive them to be bad things and traumatic things, I know firsthand. However, even if it don't make sense right now, it all will make sense. It was all happening for you, to strengthen you, to teach you lessons, to help you be more compassionate to others, so that you can be of assistance. And even the fact that you made it out, be grateful for that. Not everybody makes it out. Not everybody makes it out. So if you haven't watched that Stranger Things, I think it was the last season, go and check it out, because you will definitely see what I'm talking about in that show. That monster was literally siphoning off of anybody who was in a low vibration, who wasn't confident in themselves, who got bullied. It was showing you that when you are in a low vibration, you become susceptible. You become susceptible. So self-care, self-love are the number one remedies to that. Take care of yourself. Show love to yourself. Don't wait for other people to show you love. Don't wait for other people to take care of you and to celebrate you. You don't need anybody else to have fun. You are the joy. Peace and love, family.